Welcome to my locker room. 36 years of collecting Olympic memorabilia. Why? Why collect Olympic memorabilia? Well, I've been part of that team since 1984. Matter of fact, here's the jacket I wore to my first Olympic Games back in 1984. And just over close by is the robe that Johnny Seaburn, where it is, Australia, that little Johnny Seaburn, 17 years of age, beat the albatross. The German, the big German, the tall German with the wingspan of a great bird. Nobody thought he could beat him, but the little Johnny Seaburn lowered his colours. And that taught me that perspiration is the lather of success. If I go through this memorabilia and look, a hat with all the Olympic pins on. Pins? You want pins? I've got pins from 8 Olympic Games. How good is it to walk on the pool deck these days and pull out one of these pins and say to the young kids, hey, whoever works the hardest today is the proud owner of one of these pins, an Olympic pin. Maybe you'll get there one day, because hard work beats talent. So let's work hard. But I want to remind you also, hard work beats talent, but it doesn't beat hard-working talent. Hard work is the greatest thing that you can do to teach your kids to be successful in the pool, or indeed successful in life. So from this humble locker room, I want to go through and bring back memories, lots of memories, that I've included in this book here. Stuff the Silver, We're Going for Gold. This is brought out for this year's Olympic Games in Japan. And I expect people in boardrooms, in swim schools, in dingy little back rooms, reading this, getting inspiration that will take them to the very top. Because it all starts with dreams. If you haven't got a dream, you've nowhere to go. That's where it started with me, dreaming about going to the Olympic Games. And once the dream is firmly implanted in the brain, then it's a matter of dream, plan. How am I going to get there? What do I have to do? Work. Because you cannot get anywhere in life if you're not prepared to do the work. Dream, plan, work. Persist, because there's going to be times when you're going to be knocked over, knocked down. But the winners get up. The winners get up. Dream, plan, work. Persist and refocus. Once you get to the top of the tree, you must refocus. Otherwise, you're going to go down the sliding ladder of failure. And I can account to this very, very easily. Let's go back to my first Olympic Games. Maybe we should even start before that, when I was a snotty-nosed kid in Townsville. A sickly kid who'd had a lung taken out for bronchiectasis. And the doctor said to my dad, hey, this kid's got to swim. If he doesn't swim, he's never going to reach full potential. He'll be a sickly boy all his life. So my dad got the lease on the Trebrook Pool in Townsville. It was there that as a snotty-nosed kid, the Australian Olympic team in 1956 came to Townsville, to my pool, where I lived, in that dingy little locker up, to my pool, where I lived in the flat above the entrance to the pool. It was just a one-bedroom flat with a large lounge, kitchen, bathroom, toilet at the front, and a little sleeping or viewing platform out the front that was partly enclosed, not fully enclosed. And was there that I grew up when the Australian Olympic team came to Townsville to train. In fact, John Hendricks, 1956 sprint champion for the 100 metres freestyle, came to board with us. Not board, billet with us. We put him up and I gave him my bed gladly to sleep on a blanket on the hard floor. But the dream was born. And there, on that little balcony, one night at the Olympic trials in Townsville, the final Olympic trials at the Brook Memorial Pool, I sat up, arms over the balcony, peering out onto the arena. It was like a coliseum. That afternoon, the football stands, the curly bells from the local football field was brought in and craned over the fence. So we had a grandstand on that side, now the curly bells on this side, a grandstand up the other end, surrounded like a coliseum, and me with my private little box. And there I saw world record after world record broken. I saw the great Dawn Fraser break a world record. Lorraine Crapp, the first woman to break 5 minutes for the 400 freestyle, she came next. David Tyler, double gold at the Olympic Games, he came next. Hendricks broke a world record. Murray Rose, the great Murray Rose, broke the 1500 metre world record. And John Conrads, another Olympic champion, was there as a young boy training at the same time. And I could go on, and these names rattle off my tongue. The great coaches were there. Forbes Carlyle, Harry Gallagher, Frank Guthrie, all there. People who made a difference and took Australia to the top of the world. Then when the Olympics started, soon after, I was glued to the crackly little radio, the ABC, listening to my friends. Hendricks, Dawn Fraser, what a woman, Dawn Fraser, Lorraine Crapp, David Tyler, Murray Rose. These are my friends. These come from my backyard. And the dream of that young kid was ignited. Maybe I'll go to the Olympic Games one day. Gee, I'd love to go to the Olympic Games one day. The dream was set. How would it happen? Plan, work, persist, refocus. And before I know it, I go to university. I get my teaching degree. I get my physical education degree, and I get transferred as a physical education teacher to Toowoomba. But there the climate did not agree with my chest and my lungs. And pretty soon I found myself teaching physical education on a chair on the Oval. Well, that was it for me. I got a phone call from Dad. Give it away, son. Come up here. Get your health back. You can't buy your health. Your health is the most important thing in life. So I resigned from the education department, went back, no job, but I started teaching kids to swim. And it was there that I grew with this little team that got better and better and better. And there a 10-year-old girl started beating me to the pool every day. Her name was Helen Gray. And she was prepared to do the hard yards, to race without compromising. But do the hard yards so when the time came to race, she could stand on the blocks, look left, look right, and say, I don't care who you are, let's race. And win, lose or draw, we'd shake hands and congratulate winners and losers alike. And she became my first Australian representative, a silver medal in Edinburgh, way back in 1970. Then 2 years later, she made the Olympic team and went to Munich. But still, I had never been an Olympic coach. I went over to America. I wanted to see what the great coaches were doing. And I started picking up kickboards for the great Don Gambrell, Don Gambrell was
head coach of the United States Olympic team.
and I picked up kickboards around and wrote down every single program that he ever gave his athletes. And they worked like I'd never seen athletes work before. And I realised that I, as a coach, was just scratching the surface. If you want to be successful, you've got to know what the opposition are doing. How about you? Do you know what your opposition are doing? In business? In sport? In life? How about you? And thanks to Gambrell, he then sent me down to Shermshavor, who coached the great Mike Burton, the great Debbie Meyer, who at one stage held every world record from 100 to 1500 metres. She was the biggest medal winner at the Mexico Olympic Games. Mike Burton was another of Shermshavor's great swimmers, and I used to love telling stories to my young hopefuls about Burton, about he came from the other side of the track. He was a low socioeconomic kid. He got knocked off a bike, got his leg broken in a number of places, and was advised by the doctor to swim. So this kid wanders over to Shermshavor, who's got the swimming and tennis club for the elite, for the toffee woffs, for people who've got money. And this kid with nothing has come across and said, Sherm, I have to swim for my health to get my leg better. Can you help me? Sherm said, I give nothing away. Yes, if you pick up the kickboards after every training session, if you come in 15 minutes early and sweep the men's dressing shed before you start training, then you've got free swimming off me for life. But you've got to work for something, son. How good is that? How good is that? Giving, but making sure that they appreciate it. And Burton went on to be one of the great 1500 metre swimmers the world has ever seen. He won the 1500 in Mexico City, and later on came back as an older swimmer and beat our great Graham Windiett over 1500 metres. Burton went out hard. Windiett came from behind, passed him. And once someone passes you in the 1500, you think it's all over. But Burton had the guts and the determination that no other athlete had ever possessed. And he fought back to pass Windiett and become a double gold. He wasn't the only great swimmer there when I came to see Shermshavor. Mark Spitz was there. Do you remember Spitz? Won 7 gold medals. Something, a feat we thought would never, ever, ever be repeated. Until I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes in Beijing as Phelps won gold medal after gold medal after gold medal. 8 Olympic gold medals. An unbelievable feat. Dream, plan, work, persist, refocus.